Hello? Okay, hello everyone. I need you guys to wait for about 10 minutes. I've got to deal with something important and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm here. So, sorry about this. I did not want to... I mean, usually I'm pretty punctual, but I just had to... had to deal with something, so... I didn't have time to prepare for this, really. So I'm gonna have to do that right now. I do have a scene, at least, that I want to do. But anyway. I'm not in the mood for this stream anymore. But I might as well do it. Okay, secret 2. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get... just gonna go into some files and grab some stuff that I need. Because it's a different part of the game. Okay. Yeah, I apologize for this impromptu. I can see that you guys are upset, but I don't... well, whatever, be upset, I guess. But I just need a couple minutes. This has not been easy here. Okay. You think this game is dead? Well, okay. Maybe it is. No, just kidding. Like, this is so weird. Like, normally I have stuff ready here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab background 1. I might as well just... biggest plot hole in Henry Stickmin. Probably the fact that Henry is implied to sell the diamond to get his new house and the stuff that's shown in the endings, like that boat, but then he still is implied to have it after Jewel Baron. But I don't really care about that. I have to rename a bunch of symbols too, so you guys don't see spoilers. So just, that's what I'm doing right now, actually. Also, I don't actually know what you keep apologizing for, so I guess I mean, it's nothing to me, really. Okay, that's 1. Then this can be 2. Is the game going to have an EXE? I don't know. Probably not at this point. Because as long as it's playable through Ruffle, we don't really have the time to worry about like the GameJolt stuff and the itch.io release and all that is, it's not, it's pretty low on our list of priorities now. Just because Ruffle is a thing. And so it'll happen if it's easy to do. If it's not, then just play it on Newgrounds. That's how you'll get it on mobile anyways, which is how most people will play it. And read the FAQ, because a lot of these questions are answered there. Okay. Actually, still not. I still have to get. Okay, there. Okay, I'm gonna start in a second with what I have. It's probably good enough. It's just that I don't, like, again, because I can't go back and forth to our other files because I can't spoil things. So I try to collect it all right now. Oh yeah, that's right. This guy has to be in here. I have to keep track of all these characters. Okay, we'll do it this way. But thanks for the kind words, those who are saying kind words anyway. It's much appreciated, because these things are not easy to do. Okay, group that. Okay. And I'm not going to say exactly what the scene is, because that would be sort of like, I'm basically just doing it, and you can look at it and take it for whatever it's worth to you. I don't draw with the mouse, I draw with a tablet. Okay. Oh, that's right. I still need one more. Okay, one more file, then I'll start properly. I'm gonna cut this out of the stream later when it's over. I'm gonna trim this part out because it's nothingness. Okay, completed a and the trouble is that I can't even clone that because it's a bunch of symbols in one. What brand of tablet? It's an Intuos. It's a Wacom Intuos. Okay, this one. INTUOS. I feel like half the chat just isn't listening to me. They just want me to start right away and they don't understand. Okay. All right. All right. I think this is safe. Let me do one more check here. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start with, I'm not going to start here. I don't know if I should do a background first. I guess it would make sense to do that. I mean, the thing is, if I go, like, if I grab this, this isn't even the full version of the background because I can't show that, but we'll just put it here for the time being. Okay. But it's gonna have to be brought up like this. I don't know how to answer the question of how the game's going because I just don't know what kind of answer people want. I don't know if they want a number or a sentence or a percentage. And like I just really, I don't know how to answer that. But it's going fine. It's just slow because oftentimes I'm the only one who has the time to work on it these days. And I'm the only one who kind of has a established workflow that's efficient. You know what? I'll start here. It's a safe place to start. I mean, the background is there. And I think we'll be okay doing this first. It's pretty short. So those of you who have probably seen, those of you who have seen the past streams will know I pretty much, my workflow with this, I actually, is the head too big here? It's slightly too big, I think. It's not too big, but we'll just do it like this. Are there female characters in the game? Yes. The thing is, though, the main reason why there aren't more is because we don't have a voice actress for them. So it's the same reason why Puffballs never put many in the original. Like eventually he got Ellie, of course, but still, it's we don't have one. So, and it's not that simple to get one either. It's not like, oh, because they have to have proper equipment, and they have to be. Anyway, that's the reason why there aren't more. But there are some. It's just that they don't have voice lines. Unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think I am. Okay. I'm going to bring that down because... By the way, there are some questions I'm not going to answer, so if you ask them 5 times and I haven't answered, I don't recommend asking them again. Where's my pen? There. Okay, head is fairly simple. I don't draw the head freehand, by the way. It's circle tool. It's only freehand in the options, in the option icons. Just because Puffballs does it that way, and it's a bit more... Actually, I don't start with eyebrows. It's not that a sound booth necessarily is needed. It's like... Because I don't even have... You know, I don't even have a sound booth. But... It just has to be... The reason I mention that is because there's a lot of people in this community who are like, "Oh, I can do voice acting," and you know they're too young, or they have a potato microphone, or they just want to see the game early, and that's why they're asking. Usually, it's a combination of all those things. So, whoops. So, my point is that most people don't have the right intention, I guess. And I'm sure they mean well, but still. How am I doing today? Not great, to be honest. I wish I was in a better mood for this, but I have to work on this either way. Like, regardless of whether I'm streaming or not, I'm basically full-time on this game right now. Because I have more time in real life, so I'm pouring it into this. And by the way, I should mention something. This animatic was actually done by Gas, not by me, so... This is one of the ones where actually I didn't do the animatic. Yeah, you know what, I don't even care if it's... well, we'll start it from there. I think his head should be attached to the neck there. You'd guess the thumbnail has to do with this scene you're animating. That's a very astute guess, but it turns out that no, actually it has nothing to do with it at all. Because I didn't have time to make that make sense. You're right, it should, but not this time. And no, the game's not paid. I'm pretty sure the FAQ says that. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I would have included that there. And yeah, sorry, actually sometimes I even miss the questions. Do I do the music first and then the animation, or the animation first? It depends. Well, not just I'm not the only one doing that, but it depends. Because like if it's a very cinematic scene and the music is really important, then probably music first. But otherwise, I'd say it's usually scored to the scene. Oh, here we go. I'm surprised no one said this sooner. You are cheating with your drawing. Okay, I think I know what you mean, but because I am interested in having this discussion. I wonder how much people know about how Puffballs actually does this. Because when people say stuff like that, it's interesting. I don't think they know what they're talking about. Okay. We can just skew this one. Oops. You guys should go look at... I don't know if it's still available. Well, no, he has... Puffballs has some videos of how he animates, and it's like this. So if you think I'm cheating because I'm tracing... I mean, like I said, this is one of the few animatics that I didn't do, but most of them I did. So, you know, you have to animate at some point. It's not like I already had this in every scene just waiting for me. But you can't start with finals, because if you do, you're just going to end up with crap. You have to do a rough sketch first. It's not really tracing in that, like, because you're not... I don't know, man. This is how animation works, so... If you don't know how animation works, then... How did I learn to animate like Puffballs? I don't think I do animate like Puffballs. Which might sound ridiculous considering what I just said, but honestly, I'm not a animator. Because I can only animate stick figures and I can only do them in one way. And it's not my original way. So like... I don't necessarily feel comfortable giving people advice how to animate, because I don't think that I represent what that should be about. It's one of the reasons why I've questioned why I even stream this stuff, because I'm getting to a point where maybe I shouldn't do it anymore. Do I want ATT to longer than Stickmin Collection? If you're asking if this is longer than the collection, then no, there's no way that will happen. I'd rather cut my legs off. Okay. In the animatic, this is just clones, so I think I'll do the same thing once I get the hands in there. It looks weird frame by frame, but people will see this for less than a second. It doesn't really matter. There has to be some kind of smear here. What do I think of the new Flash clone Bill is making? I think it's interesting, but I don't know if we're going to have a chance to use it ourselves. Because... I mean, it's... I don't know. Changing our workflow at this point wouldn't be a very smart idea. It's not even smart for Innersloth, necessarily. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but... they need everything that Flash does, not just a couple things. And so I don't know. Maybe in the future it's useful, but probably not for this game in particular. You know, this shouldn't really be a black outline. I think it should come out further. Yeah, that looks okay. Now I just have to figure out which hand is which here. Okay, he's throwing with the right hand. Oh, I see. This hand's over the chest, not behind. Okay. Hands are my least favorite thing to draw in this whole game, I think. So we're gonna see. Okay, so his thumb would be... his thumb would be over here. Let's see. I mean, it's tough because, like, okay. You think I'd be better at doing this, but to this day it's not easy. Yeah, like, I think... it's awkward because the middle finger has to be longer, but it also has to be round. And this is too large, I think. Yeah. I might actually leave this stuff for later just because it can take... it's basically a humiliation ritual to try to do this on stream. Yeah, see, it can't be that. It's almost there. Like, I think this is one of the reasons why I feel so disillusioned with the proper, like, what animation is supposed to be, because I just struggle with this stuff. You know what? It's good enough. It's like, I'm fine with that if it's a bit smaller. I don't really mind. I think maybe the problem is it's supposed to be fingers are supposed to kind of go down. Yeah, whatever. We'll just smooth it and not care. It'll be fine. Am I still making Attacking the Tower? No, right now I'm working on something that I'll delete after the stream's over. It's going away in the garbage. This is a fake fan game right here. trying to read stuff, but can the BIOS be single left clicked instead of double left click? Yeah, we're gonna figure that out later. Because right now it does make sense. It does make a lot of sense, but we're gonna test that closer to the end. Okay. I have to do the other one now. Okay, so this one, his thumb is also on top. Oops. It's a little bit nicer than last one. But I think I have a tendency to not make the fingers long enough. I don't get the GTA 6 thing. Like, I really don't. GTA 6 and this game could not be more different. And I don't know why people... It must just be a meme, because I don't get it. But if it is a meme, I don't find it funny. Okay. Good enough, I guess, again. It's too big, though. You know what? This should be going over that. Okay. This might be the last stream for a while, I don't know. It's starting to kind of get depressing. Just because I feel like I should be doing a better job at being entertaining. I don't know how enthralling this is to watch. Yeah, that was fine, actually. Will there be a fake ending like Lightning Quick Larcenist? I don't know, maybe. That's the kind of thing we might do, but you'll have to see. Because if I just tell you now, it's boring. Because then you're going to be like, well, when you actually play the game, it won't surprise you anymore. Okay, I want to do the shoes afterwards. Nice thing about hands, though, is you can copy them. Someone leaked one of the endings on YouTube. I don't believe that, because we don't leak stuff. And there's no way that they would... I mean, I don't know. How would that happen? It's probably... You're probably just trying to bait me into... Well, not bait me, but you're probably... Whatever that is probably a joke. Like, if If there were anything leaked from this game, it would not be anything new. It would be from the old version. And that would have been from us. Okay, I'm just trying to read the... Yeah, there are medals on Newgrounds for this. Yeah, let's see if I can copy this. Release the old version. There is no old version to release. It's not a playable game. Yeah, you know what? This is gonna have to be... I might have... No, because this is... Yeah, this is gonna have to be flipped now. It's sort of awkward, but... The old version was... It's not even accurate to call it a version. It was a project that was... Like... Imagine a foundation of a house that's just fragmented and 75% built in one quarter and 25% in some other corner, and the materials are all different, and I don't know. It's not like you could have just... It's not like it was a game you could play. It was never at that level. It was just... It was trying to become that, but it was not going that direction. Okay, I'm just going to put the shoe in here. There's not... I'm not really the person to ask about the programming. I have dabbled with ActionScript, so I kind of know how to use it, but I'm not the one who actually is in charge of that. And by the way, this is way too big. In fact, I think it would be better if this was like that. Yeah, whatever. It's a little bit more natural. How did Cisco learn ActionScript? It's... I mean, the thing is, 6 years ago... Like, right now, it's not relevant at all, right? It's just... But 6 years ago, it was kind of a thing. I mean, I think the flash forward gem is still going on, but still... Back then, it was just slightly less ancient than it is now, and there are ways to learn it. Like, if you really want to learn it, you can. It's not that difficult. It's just... I'd say the difficult thing is learning Flash Develop. Flash Develop is... Like, that's the software that we're going to have to use for packaging this game together, stitching it into one piece. That's what we don't know how to do yet. And... if you think the official Flash documentation is dead, try looking for Flash Develop documentation. I think we're going to have to end up getting help from Forte again, because he's the only one who seems to know how to do it. I'm pretty sure they had to write their own hover over script because of that bug with AS3 where the on hover stuff plays twice or whatever it is. It's a stupid bug that happens. And yeah, you know what? No, I'm not going to copy that because this should be smaller. Come on, man. I don't have a rating for the art style. Like, I don't know what the reference point would be. I think it's a nice art style, but I don't really know how to rate it. Okay, his shoes are probably too big, but oh well. We'll just put up with this. Okay. I'm gonna move the head in a second. Smear frame for shoes, yeah, I could, but I think it's fine this way. Will there be a second trailer? Yeah, eventually there will be. Because I mean that was going to be how we were. I mean, that's essentially how we're going to officially... Well, we already have announced the game, but that's going to be when the release date is announced in that trailer. Which is why we're not releasing it until the animations are done. Because... And then there's going to be a third one after that. Probably 2 weeks after, and that will be a couple days before it releases. That one has a soundtrack that I am composing. I wouldn't call this game irritating to animate. Animation can be irritating like any other pursuit. Even if you have a career that you enjoy, you can still get irritated, and that's just part of the deal. So you have to be able to deal with that. You have to have patience, otherwise don't even bother. What program do I use for music? It's FL Studio. Same as Puffballs. Because it has an easy piano roll, and that's what I like about it. Is that even right? No, it has to be flipped over. And even then, it's like... I'll just do that to it. I bought the producer edition of FL Studio because I figured Fruity was not enough. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have an opinion of you uploading 8 seconds of a video, of our video, I mean. I mean, it's, I don't care. You can do that if you want. And no, I don't have Instagram because I'm not... I don't know, I guess I'm not... I value my privacy, and honestly, that's funny for me to say because it's not like I have a lot of privacy. As soon as you have, like, none of us expected this game to blow up the way it did. But now that it has, it's just like, okay, so all of these people know who we are now, and it's like you get really self-conscious about what you start sharing with people. Because you never know who's worshipping you in a basement somewhere. Like, it's weird. Sometimes people who message me, they like think I'm God or something, and I have to say, don't call me that. It's weird. It's the same exact thing that happened to Puffballs. And I just don't want to be put on that pedestal. The most challenging part of making the game is animation. Not because the animation is hard in and of itself, just because of how much there is to do. It's a borderline insane amount of work. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't they try to, like, most fan games that are developed don't come out because most people just fantasize about what it'll eventually be when it comes out instead of doing it, because they kind of know subconsciously that they're not capable of finishing it. And I don't mean they're not capable as in they can't, that they're not that they're lazy or that they don't have the skills. It's just that they don't understand how much work it actually is yet, because they don't have the experience to know that. And that's what happened with us. So that's why the game got delayed by 1,000 years, because we didn't know. How big is the team working on animation specifically? 2. But the vast majority of it is, I'd say it's 90% me. And I don't say that with ego. It's just that I'm the only one who has the time and who has the established workflow for it. Because you have to operationalize it. You have to be like, okay, I go in, I do the head, then I do the body, then I do the hands, then I do the shoes, then I do the face, then I do the eyebrows. And you have a system. Like, when you have this much work in front of you, staring at you like a mountain, you can't just be like, okay, I'm going to figure it out. You have to... I mean, you do have to figure it out, but that's the thing. You need it figured out ahead of time, or else you'll never get anything done. And you have to force yourself sometimes to sit down at the computer and do it. Because it takes hours and hours and hours. And most people have no idea what goes into it, so you can't rely on people to support. I mean, there are people who support. The community is supportive, but generally speaking, you just have to rely on yourself to do it and just get it done. And yeah. How many references are in this game? I have an exact number written down. 792. No, I don't know how many. I don't have a number. It's a fair amount. Actually, he should be I mean, a lot of the choices are references. Some of them are original. But I don't know. There isn't really a number. This is kind of an awkward motion, but what's the hardest facial expression to draw? I don't think the facial expressions are hard. In fact, they're pretty easy to do. I don't know, maybe... Honestly, I think it's just... This is a weird answer, but probably just the curved, the straight, like, open eyes, because you have to have the right curve. When you have squinting, it's a lot easier, because the line can just be pretty much straight in the center. So, I guess that would be my answer. He's not doing karate, he's throwing something. I just don't draw the thing he's throwing until the end, because there's no... It's not how I'm doing it. Yeah, that's fine. He's just gonna be generic angry face. And then let's say he blinks here. Will I come back to Twitter? If you mean personally, I don't know. If you mean our account, like the Strobe account, I tried to log in the other day. I was trying to get in because I noticed our bio is inaccurate. It still says the game's on hiatus, so I wanted to change it. So for the first time in years, I tried to log in. And I couldn't do it. It just... I would put the password in and press login and nothing would happen. Nothing. Tried different browsers. No reaction from the site at all. Couldn't get in. Probably for the best. Because Twitter is... Or X, I should say. Not what it was when we opened that account anymore. It's no longer the same. And I personally have run out of desire to use it. It's not that I handle the PR stuff personally. But, I mean, we all kind of do it collectively, but... Anyway. Why isn't Steve Chrome... I don't know what you mean Steve Chrome's not active, because I just talked to him the other day. If you mean why isn't he posting publicly, I don't know. He's probably just either working on something or taking a break, but I don't think... I don't know. But he's around. He's not... I wouldn't call him inactive per se. Okay. I don't know how long this stream's gonna be, by the way. Probably not as long as the others, because I'm kind of exhausted from some stuff I did earlier, but... I don't know, we'll see. Will I make more games in the future? No, probably not. I'm kind of trying to get away from that, actually. Because I don't really enjoy game development the way I used to. And I don't know. It's... I doubt that anything I could make now would ever reach the level of exposure that this game did. I feel like I've already peaked in that regard. Not that that's the only reason not to do it, but it's just, I don't know. I think this is my magnum opus, and it always will be. Whether I like it or not. How does his mouth go here? I don't know, I guess it should be... Come on, man. Okay. Can I do a tutorial how to do a fan game? Probably I won't. I had that idea once, but the reason I'm not going to do it is because I don't necessarily want to teach people how to copy puffballs. Like, I think, and here's the other thing. This community has a lot of people in it already who are making fan games successfully not using Flash. There are actually very few people. I can count on one hand the amount of people I know in this community who use Flash. And I think for us to make a tutorial for that would almost be like trying to not one-up them, but it would be like trying to insinuate, like, this is the right way to do this. This is the proper way. This is the professional way. There's nothing stopping people from doing it now how they want. And, like, I don't know. I just feel like from us, it would be kind of inappropriate. Because Flash is not a tool that everyone is familiar with, that everyone uses. It's a 25-year-old program, neglected, full of bugs, hard to use, no documentation, outdated. Like, to actually recommend that people use such an antiquated software is weird, I think. It's just how I feel. I'm not saying that it would actually be bad, but that's my philosophy on it. So I don't think I'm going to do that. And even if we did, you know, who's really going to get up and decide to... No, you didn't do anything wrong. No, this is just my opinion. Who's really going to actually download the program and get, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone would really bother doing that. Anyway, I guess this is, well, it's nearly done. I just have to... This game takes place between... Yeah, thank you. This phone. Wait, is that Thee's phone? I haven't seen you in like 5... I just noticed. I haven't... It's been years, man. Because I remember you from... Wow. Sorry, I didn't even pay attention to your name. I didn't realize there were still, like... the really old regulars around here still watching this stuff. Yeah, I ended up leaving Innersloth server a few years ago. I used to moderate it, and then I resigned, and I just didn't feel like I belonged sticking around there anymore. It was too much, so I'm not actually there anymore. But yeah, I mean, that was where all of this originated, and like this is why I just want to get it done. I don't want it to float up in the air. This game should be finished and find its closure, you know. Okay, so that's that. Now I just have to do the actual throw. So I gotta put the stuff. Okay, let's start from here. And we'll go... I'll start from here. What progress did we do? I don't know. Progress. I don't want to say the percentage, because we do have a fairly accurate figure, but it's... If you keep giving people percentages, they'll start to track your progress, and they'll start knowing how much... It's just... I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just wait than give out precise numbers. People don't need to know anything. That's someone I know said that, and I think it's very accurate and relevant. Okay, so okay, good enough. What do we use for voice acting, like filtering? It's mostly done by Cisco. The editing, if you mean. It's like... I think, well, he uses Ableton, but I don't know what plugin specifically. I think he has some isotope stuff. I use FL, but I don't edit the voices myself. Why did the Tower gang take the diamond? Because they wanted it for themselves. The same reason Henry wanted it. Same reason the Top Hats wanted it. If you know the lore. The mayor was going to be their inside man to get the Top Hat clan in, but then it was already taken. That's what Ellie was supposed to be doing with Reginald. Or Terrence or whoever. I think it was Terrence, actually. Puffballs talked about that on stream. For those who don't know, he was originally going to do a side storyline that ran alongside the original games to give exposition for Ellie. And he was going to have her as a member of the Top Hats, but then it was too much work, so he never did it. Okay. In ATT will be a P. Did Hubert, Gale Force, Charles Calvin, Rupert Price. I don't know about that, but I guess you can theorize whatever you want. I mean, there isn't really a reason for the Top Hats to show up because they're not introduced until the next game, which is ITA. So yeah, an hour so far, and I know some of that was I was delaying because I had to prepare, but it took about an hour to do this. Half a second of animation. It's not even that impressive, it's just... But anyway. So at this point, I'm going to see if I can do this background. It's not an easy background to do, though. Because I'm going to have to get... Oh, let's see. And then I'd have to put the cars in. Like, I didn't even get around to that in this part yet. Is the game HTML5 or ActionScript? It's... Well, I don't... HTML5 is just a way of porting stuff onto the internet, and you know, like, it just refers to HTML in and of itself, which can now embed certain forms of content that it couldn't before. But I don't know if there's a way to export to that from Flash. It's just a SWF that we're gonna try to produce out of all the files that we have. Who does the backgrounds? Yours truly. Okay, so I'm gonna try to just start with the pillars. It might be better to not even, like, well, let's see. I'm going to bring it higher than that. The programming is done by Cisco, but right now he's been busy. He's been busy for basically a year. Or half a year, or something between that. But now isn't really the time for that anyways, because the animation is more important, and then we'll figure out the programming. Not gonna obey the animatics. I mean, that's the thing. You have to be able to break away from them, and I do all the time. It's the whole reason why I don't agree with the perspective that this is some kind of cheating. You'd be surprised how much it changes in some areas. Okay. Can I get away with copying this? Let's see. And maybe I can. Yeah, I mean, this is shown for less than a second too. So it'll be fine. I'm the only one in charge for animating. Well, kind of. It's... People always ask how many our team has because they think... Like, their logic is, okay, Puffballs developed CTM in 3 years, 4 years. Let's say 4. So therefore, if Strobe has 6 members, or I don't even remember how many, let's say 5. If Strobe has 5 members, then they should work 5 times faster than Puffballs. So therefore, they should be able to make CTM in less than a year. This is the logic some people have, and that's why they get confused. Well, then why is this game, which is, you know, probably a third the size of CTM, why is it taking longer than CTM? So you can't really argue with that kind of stuff. You just have to do it, and you have to not care about that, because there's no way to make people understand. Even if you make a 20-minute video explaining everything, they won't understand. This is another bug Flash does, where it doesn't let you fill in properly because it's stupid. Okay. This background's not going to be as refined as it always is, because it doesn't need to be. It's not going to be seen for... Like I said, it's less than a second that this is visible. Puffballs does it for his job and money. Well, yeah, but he also has experience. Like, he's been doing it since 2007. So he knows what he's doing. We, on the other hand, did not know what we were doing. Now we kind of do. But still... Has any of the Puffballs team come to help you guys? No. That would kind of defeat the purpose of it being a fan game. If Puffballs works on it, it's no longer a fan game. Now it's just a game. But why would he work on it? He's done with the series, right? So I actually told him once that people want you to work on the game, and you know, we basically we understand. We have a mutual agreement that that is not going to happen because it wouldn't make sense. And I'm not even going to bother with that part. Okay, so this is going to end up being medium quality work, but it doesn't really matter the time. There just has to be something to look at here while this scene plays out. Try looking at any scene in the original that you see for less than a second. It usually looks like this. Oh. I've drawn much nicer backgrounds. I can't show them right now, but some of them are visible in the last video we put out. Oh, 1 second. Okay. You think Towerhead was a Top Hat member? I can't say I've even thought about it much. I mean, maybe. I guess it would make sense. In some amount of sense. But you guys don't really know much about Towerhead yet anyways, so, like, you don't even know his actual name yet. And by the way, his name is... I don't even know if that worked the way I was trying to make some kind of... Oh, anyway, whatever. Okay, so this... Yeah, it's being silly again. Oh, because of that. Okay. Yeah, you draw the backgrounds for your own amusement of drawing them. It's not so that people can wonder and it. It's fun to do them. It's fun to put little details in there, even if nobody even has time to look at it. Okay, now I have to just... You know, I wonder what would... If I just, like... Can I get away with this, I wonder? It's okay. It's good enough for our purposes. Why are there no cars? Because I haven't put them in yet. But also because they're annoying to draw. I don't like drawing cars. And neither is Puffballs. I can understand why now. It's... In fact, I don't have... I'll put them in later by myself because I don't want to go and grab the symbol right now. I have to open another file and people will get mad that I'll have to put the screen black again. I'm just not going to do that. Do I prefer drawing trains? I've never drawn one, but I suppose if I did, I would enjoy it more because they're boxy and rectangular. Which means that they're easy to draw. Cars, on the other hand, are supposed to be aerodynamically streamlined, which makes them... Well, that and also supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. So they're not easy to draw. Although it's funny because you look outside on the road and half of the cars there are ugly SUVs. So I guess it depends on your definition of aesthetic. They're simple to draw once you learn proper grouping hierarchy. Well, that's... I don't learn based on theory. It's the reason, like, I'm not a visual artist, and I'm not going to be doing any kind of visual art after this game. I'm just a random person that realized I could functionally reproduce this style. There's nothing really that good about what I'm doing here. There's nothing that unique about it. I think in the other background I had here... Well, the ceiling was... Well, I don't even remember. Okay, I'm gonna have to do the forbidden thing and find the other file. Just a second. It'll load. Finding the FLA, that's right. Okay, here we go. Okay, I guess I ended up doing it anyways, so I'll just take the cars from here. Okay, bring that. Okay. Alright, there we go. Is that? No, that's okay. And then close. Okay. Yeah, this was my best attempt before to attempt to draw a car. I'm not good at it. I'm good at drawing boxy, industrialized corridors, not vehicles. And then this was supposed to go at the back because that's how it is in the other one. Good enough. I don't know how much longer I can stream this though, because I don't know. It feels like every time I do this, it's just worse every time. But that's just... Ah, there's the flash bug where it fills in the colors for you. Which you didn't ask for and didn't want. Okay, we're just gonna put it up there. I don't even care. Just let it be. Perspective thingy. If you're talking about skewing, it's just free transform and you hold Control or Shift depending on what you're trying to do. Like, I took this from the other background. I don't know, I don't want to redraw it, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Take a break. Yeah, I know, but you can't take a break because then your audience leaves. And I always feel like I have to put on a show. Because if I just turn the stream off and I'm like, oh, I'm tired, bye. Doesn't seem that respectful. We're just gonna lay them out over here. Talk about something non-work related. I don't really have anything to talk about because my life is this. Like, I don't have, I don't know, people, and by the way, this is not, oh, the volume is quiet. Okay, I'll try to raise it. I hope that's better. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. I think people make a lot of assumptions about me without realizing that that's what they're doing. Because I pretty much, I mean, outside of work, my actual job, I basically just work on this. Like, that's all I do anymore. So, yeah. Maybe once over I'll have time to find a personality, but until then... Anyway, it's okay. I'll keep going because I want to for now. Oh yeah, I can't do that yet. Alright, let's see if I can get the shading to make this look somewhat decent. Yeah, see, the paint bucket should not be filling in both of these. But it does, because Flash. Okay, that's like way too low. Whoops. This is the number one most annoying bug in this entire program. Okay, well, never mind. That no, it's still there. You can see it's still being silly. If I could go back to when I decided to start working on the game, knowing what I know now, would I still do it? Well, I'd still do it. I mean, I did it anyways. I guess what you're asking is, would I approach it differently? And yeah. Because, I mean, it does seem quite obvious that this year is probably not the best time to be releasing a game, a fan game now, because at least not as much as 2021 would have been. I feel like that was a much more appropriate time to do that. But it had to be delayed. It's just what was necessary to get it done. And if I had that luxury, then I would be able to work on it properly. Like, it's hard to explain why. It's just that back then I didn't know how to force myself to sit down and work on the game. Like, I didn't understand. I didn't have the discipline for it, and that's basically why it didn't come out on time. But I now have the ability to work on it. So, you know, that's nice. Anyway, this is not the nicest thing I've ever drawn in the universe, but it's enough for the half second that it's shown. Like, even though this is like, why is it just a wall? But whatever. No one will really be looking there. Okay, I'm going to do this now. See ya, Bruno, Henrique. Thank you for staying. I'm surprised that it's enthralling enough to watch this, but I always say that, so. How much animation work do I have left? Too much. I'd estimate another 500 hours minimum of work. Probably 1,000 actually, but we'll see. How many hours did I get in last year? I think it was 400 to 500. Or am I just completely misremembering? I don't know. It's probably 500 to 1,000 more hours. That would be my best guess. Yeah, I need 3 layers for this. Actually, no, I don't. I'm not going to tween them. How many references would it have? Yeah, I talked about this before. There isn't really a number. It probably is in the 3 digits, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. This is a fail, by the way. Find more animators. Well, wow, 243 hours last year. I totally just... That's my wishful thinking right there. Yeah, we're going to see. I was... Sorry. Find more animators. Yeah, that's... The problem with that is it doesn't work. We had this collaboration program thing that we were setting up, and we had some people coming in to try to help. But the problem is taking more animators, all that does is it leaves you with more people to try and teach them how to work on your project. And like, it's not worth the time investment because we'd have to train them. And if we're training people how to animate, it's taking away from the amount of time that we're spending animating ourselves. So in the end of the day, it's not worth it. And then the other thing is, even if you do get through that, even if you do sort of get them to a point where they're being productive, they don't have the work ethic. And again, it's not, I'm not saying that people are lazy, but they just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to sit down at the computer and do the amount of work that's required. So it doesn't happen. It's like, we tried, but it's not that simple. Alan Becker. I don't think Alan Becker has the time to work on a Henry Stickmin game for free. I mean, and if he did, then again, it's like it's no longer our fan game, right? Because if we're outsourcing it to other people, then there goes all the whole purpose of working on this game in to begin with, right? It's sort of, and anyway, I don't mean to shut you down. I'm not trying to be rude. I just, it's not as simple as that. Okay, and by the way, I didn't realize that this actually is not, this happens on different frames here. So, handleless microphones. I mean, it'll become obvious what they are soon enough. I just have to pay attention to rotating these. What will I do after the game releases? Frolic in a field of flowers. I don't know. Take a break. Never make a game like this ever again. Because I can't. I don't have it in me. Will the game earn money? No, the game doesn't earn money. We don't accept money. There's no Patreon for Strobe, guys. Don't look for one. And if you see one, it's not us. I'm sure someone out there is trying to make money off of our work. After its release. No, that's what I mean. This game doesn't make any money. It's not supposed to. I mean, think of it this way. What's the point of it? Wow, that's a bold question. So you're saying there's no point if, well, you're not saying there's no point, but you're asking what's the point if it's not making money. The point is it's a passion project because I don't know. We like the vision was very different when it started, but it's still a tribute to Henry Stickmin. And the reason why, well, the reason why I like Henry Stickmin, I've said this before, but you know, Puffballs was able to take something that is historically I mean, stick figures are just the absolute, like, they're the stereotype, the spitting image of the lowest skill drawing you can make. And yet he was able to take that and put it into something, make it into a format that actually was really interesting and that people enjoyed and that had depth. So that's what appeals to me. And so I think the simplicity as well as the nods to popular media are just a really charming thing. So why are we making this game if it's not making money? Because it's just a way of kind of reclaiming the nostalgia and expressing our own appreciation of what it was and what it has been. But the thing is, if this game did cost money, then it would be a lot harder to justify being 6 years late. Because, especially if people were pre-ordering or something, you know, that would, I mean, we would never do that, but still. If people were expecting to pay for this, things get weird when money gets involved, like the law gets involved. It's just risky, and you know, we don't need that looming over our shoulders, haunting us. So no money. I gotta add a vignette to this later too. Like what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do some, like, I'd better finish this background here, because if I don't, then, well, I just have to do something about it. Because I don't think this stream will go on a lot longer, because I had to put up with some crap before, and I was really not in the mood to stream. I'm forcing myself to right now. Whoops, no, I don't want that. I just talked for like a minute about why it won't cost money, and he's like, I'm gonna buy it. Unless it's a joke. I hope that's not just me being obtuse, but that kind of stuff is why, again, you can't, even if you make a 20-minute video explaining stuff, people won't understand. So you can't inform anyone, you can't inform everyone equally or uniformly. Doesn't work. Okay, this should be fairly simple here. I can't give percentages. I'm not going to. I don't want to give people more information to use against us and complain with, oh, it's only 51.3% done. What have you been doing? What have I been doing? I've been working on it. So I'm going to work on it regardless. Who cares if it's 25% or 75%? It's just... And by the way, this is not deep enough, I think. So I don't know. I just rather not arm people with numbers. It'll be out when it's out. When it's done. And right now I'm trying to get it done. It's just that people have a hard time believing that you're actually working on it, because they don't know what the work consists of. I don't know, I haven't drawn something like this in a while. I guess that looks fine. Don't rush the game. I know, but the thing is, it's funny how people say that, and oftentimes the same people will ask for a release date. It's like, or percentage. It's like, okay, don't rush the game. But that being said, when are you finishing it? When is it coming out? When is this? So, you know, that's the reason I just... I mean, you're right, but like, I don't know what's... I'm not sure how people get the impression that the game's being rushed. But if it were being rushed, it would it wouldn't be helped by the fact that some people are rushing us, or trying to. And that's just sort of the irony of it. It's like... anyway. I think there's a metal door through here, so we'll close that off. This is certainly not the last animation to be done. I would be jumping for joy if that were the case. Why it was on hiatus for so long? Because... I mean, the main reason is because the hiatus was, from the very beginning, intended to be... It wasn't really a break. I mean, we did end up taking a break for a bit, but we resumed development without telling anyone, and that was intentionally the point. We wanted people to think that it was on hiatus while we worked on it in the background. It was sort of a stunt. Like, it was intended to get people to stop asking for it so that we could kind of relax. and eventually we were ready to re-announce it, but we wanted to have a certain amount of progress done first to justify that, and eventually we got there. Anyways, it's a free game, so I don't know why people really care that much. I have to train myself not to care about the negative stuff, which is hard to do. Hi Chrome, welcome. I'm kind of... this might be the worst stream so far. Because I don't know, I'm not feeling the spirit this time. It's weird. It's such a fleeting thing, the ability to do this and feel good while doing it. But anyway, try not to be negative. I don't think that helps the stream. It's just that, you know, people ask, so... when did the true development of the game start? I guess the same time as the hiatus started, or shortly after it. I have more fun by going out first and then sitting. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I should really find a way to get out more. It's probably not great for my mental health that I work on this game so much, but I just want it done. Like, that's the thing. And then I think, then I'll have time to do stuff for my mental health. Because it's taken such a long time that it's getting pathetic. I just think taking it by the horns is easier. And getting it off the to-do list of death that it's been on for 6 years. Have I thought about discontinuing? I mean, I've thought about it, but not recently. Like, at this point, it won't be cancelled. But yes, in the past, that was a big debate for well, I don't know for all of us, but for me, I thought about it all the time because it wasn't going anywhere for so long. And I'm honestly, I was really surprised by how quickly you actually finished DTM because DTM to mine Bitcoin. Oh wow, there, nice. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I have very high doubts that there's a Bitcoin miner in defending them all. I don't. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get involved in that, but I was just saying, I think it's quite incredible how fast that game was actually completed, because a lot of games never get to that point, let alone that fast. So good job. Yeah, the virus total thing, I don't know. I think there are a lot of reasons for why that could have shown up. But I really doubt that that's true. And what's my favorite candy? I don't even know. I actually don't even really eat candy anymore. I feel like I don't know what it would be. I've forgotten what my identity was before this game. It's weird. Especially, anyway, I don't even think we have the same candy here that people do in the US. I don't even know what Bunch of Crunch is. Never heard of that. Wait, what was the floor material? It was that. Okay. The lip sync engine is a handy thing. I do it all by hand. So every line is lip synced manually, which is as tedious as it sounds, but that's what Puffballs does. I live in North America. I don't live in America, so use your deductive reasoning. Okay, can get rid of this. This chat has a lot of people who are afraid of, like, I don't know, they keep, like people were saying to me, "Oh, I'm sorry I said something last stream and I don't even remember what they said." Like, I really don't even know. Is my favorite color green? I don't know anymore. It was red for a while, then it was blue, then it was yellow. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Maybe it is now. Maybe green is my favorite color now, and it'll change eventually. Yeah, Mr. Strobe Interactive needs to step up his game and finish attacking the tower. Or not attacking the tower. He needs to finish Crossing the 2021 Plant War. I've been waiting for that game ever since the 2021 Plant War happened. I was there. I was a veteran of the war. You guys should have seen it. Millions of people died. Many Scratch fan games were stolen and re-uploaded. It was a horrific sight. Do I know the Carrington event? You mean like the sun boom coronal mass ejection? In the 1800s, I think. It's kind of random though. Okay, he can just sort of be there. Okay, that hand was a little bit easier to draw because at this angle it's not so bad. What's my opinion of AI art? My opinion is this. If you want to eat I don't know, a shepherd's pie or something, you have a few options. You could make it yourself. You could, I don't know if restaurants serve that, but I guess, anyway, the point is you could go to someone who can make it for you. Or you can buy one that's mass-produced and frozen in a gigantic aisle. Now, I think in that situation you get either what you pay for or what work you put into it, or like, my point is basically you're not the mass-produced one is not going to be the best option for you. And so what's my opinion of AI art? I think when you draw something yourself, or you have somebody who is an artist draw it for you, you're going to end up with something that actually can be considered art, that hasn't been pumped out by a machine that has no soul and is just there for, to take advantage of the fact that people don't have taste anymore for profit. That's what my opinion is. I don't consider it art. I mean, because it can't be. A computer can't be an artist. So what it is, it's an imitation of art. But an imitation, no matter how many skins you wear, is still an imitation. So I just don't find it very inspiring or useful or interesting. I'd rather just continue. Like, this project started before AI was free, and now that landscape has changed, but the game hasn't changed at all. Now, how do I do? I don't know, maybe his hand's broken. Let's just, like, do I animate everything in order? Yeah, more or less, but there's some flexibility. It kind of depends on like what music is available, what voice lines have been processed so far. If I don't have those things, I might skip some stuff, but for the most part, it is in order. The hand's too yeah, I don't know. It's kind of small. I don't care in this situation. I don't really accept friend requests from people that I don't know very well. Sorry. Because then they want to talk to me every day, and it's like, yeah, it is kind of weird. It is becoming kind of weird. But honestly, that's how it seems to be all the time. Oh, hold on a second. That can go here. Okay, that looks fine. I think his hand is... or something like that. Oh yeah, and this part. I'm just gonna take the ground here and put the smoke isn't really smoke yet. It's part of the animatic. This is not the final version. Although it could be, honestly. It doesn't look that bad. Why is it that you got... whenever I'm not trying to... if I say no to something, it doesn't mean I hate you all of a sudden. It's just... you know, it's a question and answer stream, I guess. So that doesn't mean that if the answer isn't yes, that something's wrong. See, this is what happens when everyone is addicted to these sycophantic AI chat GPT. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's do this thing. Guys, I hate Steve Chrome. He's a horrible person. He's only made one fan game in his life. He doesn't even know what it's like to really work hard, man. He's no... God, I shouldn't have said that. Now someone will cut it out of my stream and they'll... Well, I wouldn't be the first one. Puff has done it too. So actually, maybe I shouldn't feel too bad. Wait, actually, it's not even just one, is it? It hasn't... Anyway, I don't remember. I think there's a one before. Trying to draw this weird close-up hand. I think I might actually end the stream in a minute, though. I know this hasn't been incredibly enthralling, but I just have to I don't know. I kind of do have to take a break, but if I take a break, I might as well end the stream. Today isn't really one of those days where it goes super well. It's one of those... If I hadn't been streaming, I might not have actually worked on this at all. Which is good, I suppose. It means that I did, but... You know, ultimately, I've only finished a couple shots here, right? I have to do... I've been working 5 to 6 hours a day on average. And I've only advanced progression by like 1% the last week or two. So... Yeah, this is okay, I guess. The program is called Adobe Flash. It's 25 years old and it's broken. Doesn't look broken to you. Trust me. The bugs have been going on this entire stream. You just don't know how to see them, but they're there. I'm surprised it hasn't crashed yet. And these bugs have existed for the whole time I've been using Flash, for 6 years plus. They don't fix it. They don't even know the program doesn't work. They don't know how it works. Adobe is a company that doesn't use their own software, and they... Anyways. Not this one, anyway. Some people don't even know that Adobe didn't originally make Flash. It was called Future Splash Animator. And then they bought it from Macromedia. Puff has said all the time he'd be using Flash 8 to this day if he could. But instead we all have to pay for this program that's been lobotomized and not... It's been neglected. It's hard to recommend to people because it's so unfriendly. I mean, that's good enough, I guess. I mean, the thing is, like, when Adobe, when they announced that they were going to discontinue Flash, that you have 1 year to open your flaws and stuff, which now they've reneged on that, but it took 1 day, which is funny, but it was interesting how even if that went through, they would have retained the right to, like, for example, if Innersloth kept on using Flash, it would count as piracy, and like then Adobe would be able to go after them legally. But if the software doesn't exist anymore, if it's not supported anymore, you shouldn't be able to do something like you shouldn't be able to to legally, like, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't think Adobe is that litigious, but they could be, especially for a company that big. What do I know about 2020 era Henry Scratch games? I mean, probably most of what I know is Bioplant stuff. I never was active. I don't even have a Scratch account. I don't even know how to use Scratch. Um, but it's mostly like Bioplant and Jihu. That would be. I don't think Jihu is even that bad of a. Honestly, he's not. I think he just. Because he eventually was trying to do. I think he was trying to take over Fleeing the Complex too. I even heard. I don't know if it was him or someone else, but I think they said Fleeing the Complex 2 is better than Attacking the Tower, which is interesting. I mean, I think they're objectively wrong. And so said Bioplant, who originally created it, so, like, I don't feel bad saying that either. Yeah, no, it's not really drama to me anymore. I don't think there's much animosity left over, but I don't know. Hi, Lasagna. Welcome to the stream. I'm probably about to end because I'm kind of exhausted. I'll do this part. Oh, I guess I have to do this too. Okay, I'll do these. Okay, let's see. So he's going to. I have to grab him from here. Oh no, did I already get rid of it? Okay, I guess I deleted everything. That's a shame. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's go back. Wow, someone's upset. What do you mean after all these years you're still drawing a damn sketch? Am I? Or is... I don't even know if that's addressed to me. Sorry, I'm just grabbing a sprite that I... Not a sprite, it's a symbol, but I need it. I'm not trying to be rude, but here we go. I'm going to be rude as hell to him anyway. But I'm copping out because I'm saying I'm not being rude, so therefore it's not rude. Okay, is that... let's see. Okay, that is good. I have to group that again. Okay, I'm gonna leave the this guy here for now. And then this is such a weird chat. I gotta be honest. I don't know what's like. I don't know why you guys are being so. There's no need to keep saying. Anyway, I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm not going to give it any more attention. Oh no, I'm not talking to you, Chrome. I just. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know what people are apologizing for. I don't. Wow. Anyway, if you're just here to complain about the game not being out, then I don't know what to say to you. You can leave. Because I'm working on it right now. I can't work any faster than this. It's a big game, man. Okay, what was I doing? Right. Wait, that's too big. Okay, I don't remember if I did I smooth this? No, I didn't. I gotta go do that in a second. That's the other thing about using Flash. You have to smooth everything you draw. Otherwise, it'll destroy performance and bump up the file size. The paint inside bug is the worst bug in this program. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a door in here too, but I just don't think I feel like drawing it. We'll see. Are you actually 10 years old? Because I feel like I'm not even allowed to have you in the chat if you are. I'll just draw this like... Do I have a particular shot I've done that I felt super fulfilled by finishing? Yeah, there are a lot of those. I might... I mean, the thing is, I don't know if I should show them because they're so spoilery. Like, I guess I could show part of one just to... Well, you know what? I'll do it at the end of the stream. I'll show something that's not too bad. Just to prove that I'm capable of doing stuff that looks better than what this is. I'm sorry, I'm honestly, I'm being distracted by the chat and I feel... this is just strange. Do I animate the boring parts on stream? Honestly, you're kind of right. I do, because the exciting parts I can't do on stream because they're too spoilery. So, yeah, kind of. The stuff I do on stream is the boring stuff. I mean, that just seems like a necessity, though. Because I can't do any of this. I mean, first of all, the CCC scenes are done. But I wouldn't be able to do those because I feel like it's better to experience those in game. How would I rank the Henry games? I think... I mean, if we're talking about remasters, not originals, then probably Airship. I guess it doesn't make that much of a difference. I think Airship's the best one, followed by Stealing the Diamond, then Fleeing the Complex, then Escaping the Prison, and then Breaking the Bank. I guess I forgot CTM. I don't know. Not including CTM, that would be my ranking. But if I had to put CTM somewhere in there, probably... It's either after Airship or Diamond. I mean, I definitely prefer the remastered. They look so much better, but I do sometimes play the originals just for the nostalgia factor. I feel like that's a ritual a lot of people do in this community, though. Okay, good enough. We'll just go with that. I know Among Us has a hide and seek mode. I played it when it came out. It's just that it kind of doesn't feel like Among Us anymore. Because it is fun, but after a while, it's just sort of the same thing over and over. I see it as a bonus mode, right? Not really the main attraction of the game. Okay, and now I have to do... Oh wow, I deleted him again. Okay, so I deleted him for the third time. Okay, 1 second. I have to get him again. Do I know YouTubers that will play this? I don't know. Puffball said he would stream it, but that's all I know, really. Okay. I don't expect anybody, like... I don't think it's the type of game that Markiplier would play. Because he doesn't... I mean, I don't know. I just don't think he would... Like, I don't know. It's not that important to me that he does or that any... Like, I don't care about these big... Even if somebody... I think watching the reaction of even a small channel is just as valuable. Like, even if it's someone with 1,000 or less like, I don't think the subscribers matters. Personally, but I almost hope that he doesn't, because I know that sounds weird, but I don't want to demotivate other fan game creators any more than they already have been by attacking the tower because of how high it's raised the bar. I've noticed that they're getting, like, the standards are changing just because of us, and I don't necessarily like that. Because again, this isn't a game that we're making for fame. Anyway. Oh, that's how I imagine this guy reacting here. That's too thin. Okay, there you go. Funny pose, whatever. Can hardly see the eyebrows, but... You don't like hearing my breathing? That's an interesting comment. Turn off the audio then. Turn off the stream. I don't know. I don't have any music to play. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. Well, I did finish something. I mean, it's mostly finished anyway. I'll have to put some stuff in there after, but it's been 3 hours almost. I think the bar thing exists. I feel like a lot of newcomers complain about it as opposed to try something small. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to be. People are concerned about numbers. They're concerned about being the best and the biggest thing and this and that, but I don't know. I think there's more to it than that. I guess, oh yeah, I said I would show something else. 1 second. Because yeah, I'm basically done now. I don't know. I feel like it's better if I maybe don't stream this kind of stuff. Anyway, let me get to this scene here. Okay, that one. Okay, attacking the tower leak incoming. Oh wait, hold on. I have to hide the name. There. Go pause it. Anyway, so yeah, I basically okay, fine, I'll show it again. Anyway, I'm glad that I was able to finish something today. And even though for me, I don't know how it feels for you guys, but for me it feels sort of, I don't know, I feel like I'm doing something wrong somehow, but yeah, this is actually the machine from Half-Life 1. It has that same design. I drew this in 6 hours, this one shot, and it's seen for about 3 seconds. Anyway. Okay. Well, I hope that was somewhat, I don't know if it was useful, but I hope it was interesting anyway. They're not drunk, they're just passed out after carrying too many boxes of cup noodles up the stairs or something, I don't know. Yeah, the backgrounds that take the longest are the ones you see for a few seconds, it's true. I don't know why it's true, but for some reason I had an opportunity here to make something interesting, but yeah, I'm happy with this room though. This whole part of the game is cool. Originally, I didn't even have the wooden floor. It was just bare gray metal. And then I changed it. Does it take place in Nevada or the middle of nowhere? It takes place somewhere in Nevada. No, just kidding. No, it takes place... I don't know where it takes place. It's probably somewhere in... I don't know. It's near... It's in somewhere close to the prison or close to the bank or something like that. I haven't quantified the distance in my brain. There are female characters. I don't think we've shown any yet, though. It's just that they don't have... We don't have a voice actress, so they don't have important roles. Are there any queer characters? I think there's one, actually. Oh yeah, that's right. There is one yeah. You know, it's funny. We actually made her a janitor as part of a reference, and then I realized... I hope people don't look at this and think, like, one of the only few female characters in the game is a janitor. I hope they don't think that's some kind of subtle messaging. Because it's not supposed to be. It was just a coincidence. So I hope we don't run into that issue, but we'll see. I'm not going to show more. I think this is too much already, but I really shouldn't be showing it at all, but... Oh well, I'm allowed to, I guess, if I want to. Okay, so that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna go and... I don't know. I'm gonna make something that I can eat or something so that I can not be whatever state I'm in right now. How big is the tower? Last question. It's 75 floors, I think. But that number doesn't really matter because you don't even see 90% of it. Alright, thank you for watching this weird thing that... I don't even know if I'm going to have this... I might even take down the video. We'll see. Whatever. Okay. Bye-bye.